1650 calories, over 4 pounds of food, 170 grams of protein, and 50 grams of fiber for just $12 a day. Today, I'm giving you a full day of food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, and even a snack for dirt cheap. And then I'm showing you how to prep this food for an entire week in a single prep session. It requires very little cooking skill, and it hits our science-backed Fullness Formula. For every 550 calories, a meal must weigh at least 1 pound, provide 40 grams of protein, and 10 grams of fiber. You see, each of these targets your hunger in a unique way, and so when we combine them, you feel full on fewer calories without even realizing it. And I've dialed them in so well, I guarantee these 1650 calories will feel more satisfying than 2500 calories of what you're used to eating. It may feel like magic, but it's just science. But fullness isn't enough. Each meal must also pass 5 real-life tests. It has to be budget-friendly. We're shooting for $12 a day. We'll keep track per meal. Beginner-friendly. No cooking skills required. Prep-friendly. Designed for a 5-day work week. Swappable to create easy variety. And each one has to have a vegetarian-friendly option. And if your calorie needs are higher or lower than the 1650, I got you covered there too. And yep, there's a free Google Sheet with all of the meals, all of the macros, costs, and prep steps. Slap it on your fridge and find out for yourself. Let's dive in and build our ultra satisfying, high protein meal plan. First is overnight oats. Simple, cheap, effective. Let's first make sure each meal meets our fullness formula. 1 serving is 320 calories, over half a pound, 27 grams of protein, and 11 grams of fiber. These macros may seem a little low, but we're only at 320 calories. If we scale it up to 550, proportionally, it still nails the formula. If we look at the ingredients of 1 jar, we find that cost per serving totals just $2.22. And the prep is laughably easy. Just grab 5 jars, and in each one add half a cup of oats, 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt, 1 tablespoon chia seeds, 1 tablespoon stevia, 1/4 teaspoon vanilla extract, half a cup of milk, and top with a half a cup of fruit. Stir, chill, done. To mix it up, use different yogurt flavors and match which fruit you find on sale. Blueberries and strawberries on sale this week? Easy choice. Now for lunch, and we are prepping chicken thigh crock pot burritos. Lunch is often disrupted with different meal times, locations, and limited prep methods. That's why we're going with an easy meal prep burrito, to ensure we don't miss it. And each burrito is just 380 calories, packed with almost 1 pound of food, 38 grams of protein, and almost 30 grams of fiber. Yes, 30. And when you break down the cost per serving, each burrito comes to just $2.75. That's $7 to $12 cheaper than your typical takeout meal. That means a single swap could save you $30 to $60 over a single week. Think of what you could buy. So far, in total, our current daily cost is just $4.97. Oh, and these are super easy to make. You just add chicken thighs, canned green chili, potatoes, and taco seasoning to your crock pot and cook on high for 2.5 to 3 hours. And you can buy and chop your own russet potatoes, but for just a couple dimes extra, you can buy pre-chopped potato chunks. And to make sure they haven't been loaded with extra added oil, just check the nutrition label that it still has 0 grams of fat per serving. As this cooks, use this time to chop your veggies and contemplate why you still haven't subscribed yet. Next, shred the meat with a fork, add your chopped veg, and cook for 30 minutes more. Then stir in your Greek yogurt, cheese, and any remaining seasonings until combined. Distribute between 6 burritos, roll, wrap, and place in your freezer for easy grab-and-go meals. These will stay fresh in your freezer for up to 3 months, so you can go even larger on the prep if you want. To make it vegetarian, swap in 2 packages of these meatless pieces or equal weight of any other plant-based protein like tofu. Saute them on the stovetop with the rest of the ingredients for a great texture and similar macros. Now let's talk about dinner. If not done properly, can leave you vulnerable for late night snacking. So we're cutting it off at the source and creating a plate that really fills you up by focusing on weight. It starts faster than you can order DoorDash and won't leave you with a sink full of regrets. I mean dishes. Per 440 calorie plate, you get over 1 pound of food, 20 grams of protein, and 9 grams of fiber. And if we look at the cost of each ingredient per serving, an entire plate comes to just $1.75 per serving. Our cheapest meal yet, bringing our daily total to just $6.72. Now, I personally don't love microwaving chicken that's been sitting in the fridge for 3 or 4 days. So instead of prepping it all at once, we're gonna do what I call an almost there prep. First, make the big batch of glaze by combining the ingredients on screen, or check the Google Sheet. Next, freeze your chicken thighs, but leave 1 in the fridge to use the next day. Chop your veggies and store them in a single container, or 5 separate containers, whatever's convenient for your fridge. Then, each night when you want dinner, take out the thawed thigh, but immediately replace it with a frozen one so tomorrow's ready to go. Mix 1 container of veggies with your olive oil, seasonings, toss, place on a single baking sheet and bake for 10 minutes. Add your chicken thigh to the pan, season, and bake again for 15 minutes. Wrap this up by adding 1.5 tablespoons of your batched glaze. No food waste, virtually no dishes. You can prep it all at once using 2 sheet pans and just heat it up the day, but I recommend the almost there prep. If you want to mix it up, just swap a different glaze, try new veggies, or swap in for a different protein source like salmon. If you want to make it vegetarian, use the core meatless pieces. I'm not associated with them or anything like that. I have 60 subscribers. Hey, if you're still watching, consider subscribing, liking, or leaving a comment so I can keep doing this. Now, back to the video. As I said, the macros are fantastic, they are easy to cook with, and the texture is excellent. So let's move on to dessert. If skipping dessert is the only way you've ever lost weight, that means you'd have to skip it forever. I would rather be dead. So instead, let's just find ways to fit dessert into our goals so you can still lose weight without feeling deprived. I've got 2 options. One's simple and cheap, and the other is a little more advanced, but totally worth it if you're a dessert person. Option 1 is a chocolate protein fluff. This one is easy. It's basically a thick chocolate mousse, rich, high in protein, and surprisingly filling. And each serving is just 241 calories, over half a pound of weight, 28 grams of protein, and 3.5 grams of fiber. We're okay being light on fiber here. It's dessert. The combo of weight and protein makes it filling enough. And the cost? It's about $1.61 per serving, bringing our daily total to just $8.33. Hard to beat that. To make it, dump a 32-ounce container of vanilla Greek yogurt into a bowl, add 2 scoops of chocolate protein powder, 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder and Truvia, 1 package of sugar-free Jello pudding mix, stir until smooth, and store in 6 separate jars. When it's time for dessert, top it with a 1/4 cup of berries or whatever fruit sounds good. Now, before I walk you through how to prep all of this in a single session, let's upgrade dessert, because option 2 is Ninja Creami ice cream. If you do love ice cream and want something next level, the Ninja Creami is worth it. I'm talking a full pint of real feeling ice cream for under 300 calories, over a pound in weight, and 38 grams of protein. It's creamy, customizable, and ridiculously satisfying. And to make them is super easy. In a pint, 1 cup of Fairlife milk, 1 scoop of protein powder, 1 tablespoon sweetener, 1 tablespoon sugar-free pudding mix. This is what thickens it up, and top it off with almond milk. Stir and freeze overnight. The next day, you just pop it in the Creami with a splash of milk, give it a spin, and you're done. Cheaper and better than those $5 to $6 pints of Halo Top. Premium pints are about $3, but you can strip it down to $2. I usually batch at least 5 pints at a time, so I'm set for the entire week. Right now I got a lot of marshmallow and Oreo cookie going. Okay, let's talk about how to prep all of this in a single easy to do go. Oh, I forgot the snack. No, it's a big deal. A protein shake. But importantly, you're placing this at the time of the day you need most. One day lunch is at 11 and then another it's not until 1:30. So that's where the shake comes in. It's like a hunger insurance policy. You use it to fill the gap before you get ravenous, because ravenous hunger is when you say screw it, end up ordering DoorDash and paying $30 for a sad cheeseburger. Instead, quickly down a low-calorie, high-filling shake, and all for just $1.47. We often think protein powder is expensive, but when you actually compare it to the cost of other protein sources per gram of protein, it's actually one of the cheapest sources you can buy. And so this brings our daily total to just $9.80 if we make protein fluff, and $11.51 if we upgrade to Ninja Creami pints. Each full day comes out to just 1670 calories, but with it, you're eating over 4 pounds of food, 170 grams of protein, and 50 grams of fiber. Most people will lose weight eating this and feel comfortable. Some shorter individuals may want to slightly reduce the calories, and so if that's you, you can skip the protein shake or swap a meal for it. And if you need to add in more calories, use whatever calories you want. This plan has everything else you need to keep full and hit fitness goals. Now the real magic, which is prepping it all at once. Here's the best way to do it. Start with the crock pot and add in the burrito filling. Then put 1 chicken thigh in the fridge for your 1-pan meal, and the rest goes in the freezer. While the crock pot cooks, chop all of your veg for both the lunch burritos and 1-pan dinners. After the vegetables are chopped, batch your dinner glaze, place in the fridge. Now we assemble our overnight oats, followed by either the protein fluff or Ninja Creami containers, and then store. When the chicken is tender, shred and add in your veg for an additional 30 minutes. During this 30 minutes, use this time to clean up and put away anything from the other prep. After the 30 minutes, add in your remaining ingredients to the crock pot, mix, fill your burritos, and store in the freezer. Finally, place your protein powder in the places you're going to need it most. Maybe this is your work vehicle, your office, your desk, somewhere at home, so that when hunger hits, it's available. Done! 3 meals, dessert, snack, $12 a day, and it's ready for the entire week. If you want the full plan written out, download the free Google Sheet in the description. Also, let me know what types of foods, meals, or situations you want to see covered in future videos, and I'll do it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.